I'm Mike Sherman, sports editor of the Oklahoman, joined here by Big 12 Associate Commissioner Bob Berta. The Big 12 is back in town for the 20th time for the Big 12 baseball tournament. The Big 12 baseball championships will be playing at Chickasaw Ballpark over at Bricktown. And Bob, why does the Big 12 keep coming back to Oklahoma City?
Well, it's a fantastic arrangement here with the whole Bricktown development and the opportunity to be able to park your car at the hotel and not have to get in your vehicle until it's time to leave town 5 days later. We hear so much feedback from our fans about the experience here of being able to walk from the hotel to the ballpark, being able to enjoy the restaurants and the nightlife in Bricktown. And there are no other opportunities that are comparable to the experience that our fans receive here in Oklahoma City for the baseball championship within our footprint. And it's a tremendous draw for us. Our
city fathers, of course, built this ballpark, and everything that we see now, from Harkins Theater to Bass Pro Shops to the arena, really has grown up around that ballpark. Talk about the ballpark itself for a second. How do the teams like playing in the Brick?
Well, they love the fact that it's a AAA ballpark and that they have the amenities there that very few other ballparks do in that. And it's the little things that you realize behind the scenes, such as 2 sets of batting cages. So for a tournament like this, you can have one team warming up in one set of cages and the other team warming up in the second set of cages, as opposed to having to share and rotate through the cages. And the locker room facilities. There's enough locker rooms that we can assign teams locker rooms, and each of the 4 teams that are playing in a session have a space to call their own. And there are very few ballparks that have that ability.
One thing we worry about sometimes, Bob, is as Oklahoma City has grown, the competition for sports fans has also grown. You have the super regionals for OU softball, of course another Big 12 related event going to be in Norman. OU softball's popularity has grown and grown and grown, fueled by the Women's College World Series will be coming up next week. The Thunder's in the NBA playoffs, Western Conference Finals. Once upon a time, when the Big 12 started coming here 20 years ago, it stood alone as the event in May. How does the Big 12 feel about that, and how is it still attracting people?
Well, it's become a crowded marketplace here. There's no doubt about that. The success of the Thunder has been tremendous for the local community, but it's also had an impact on us in terms of the ability to draw from the local fan base. It's incumbent upon us to work harder in marketing the event, and we've partnered with the Dodgers this year and their ticket and sales staff in trying to put a deeper stake in the ground in claiming this as Big 12 baseball country and marketing it and getting people accustomed to the event and having them circle it on their calendar for the end of May so that this becomes an annual event that people realize, hey, this is going to be here. The conference is committed right now. We're committed through the year 2020 to host our Big 12 baseball championship here. So that's a significant investment that we're making in the city, and it speaks volumes for the regard that our administrators have for Oklahoma City, Bricktown, and the Dodgers organization.
The baseball around the clock, the baseball for breakfast appeal. 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, the OU Sooners in West Virginia. There's a lot of 9 o'clock baseball games. It's just sort of, you guys lay out this buffet of baseball, come get it whenever you can. We're accustomed to it, we're a little spoiled by it. Bob, in closing, tell us about yourself. You've been with the Big 12 for a while. Exactly what are your duties with the Big 12?
Well, I wear several hats. My primary responsibility is I oversee the communications operation, which includes public relations and media relations. On top of that, I also am the sport liaison for baseball as well as wrestling, so oversee the day-to-day operations of those 2 sports. And as a result, I'm intimately involved in the staging of the baseball championship here and working with our host facility and our host entity with the Oklahoma All Sports Association. And on top of that, also I'm the liaison for our athletics directors and their meetings and teleconferences. So put together and shape the agenda for the items that are going to be covered in their meetings, and other hats as assigned. You know, everybody has that little caveat in their resume, other duties as assigned, and it seems like those always keep cropping up as well, and there's plenty on my plate and enough to keep me busy, and sometimes, like everybody, 24 hours in a day just isn't enough to go around.
Well, in the next week, you'll get to see Bob out at the Brick. Say hello to him if you see him. Of course, the Big 12 baseball tournament starts 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, runs through Sunday. An annual event here in Oklahoma City that everyone enjoys. You can stay with the best coverage anywhere, every day at News OK and every morning in the Oklahoman for this and other events.